15 seconds left on the loading screen. That's not too bad. Hopefully Twitch is cooperating with us today. That would be awfully nice. There's a channel there. Just starting to go live soon, hopefully. There it is, AM1 up, times up. Oh, good, a Twitch ad. They're awfully nice. In the meantime, let's get everything up and running. Telemetry, lap data, track map. I imagine a lot of people will probably qualify on the softs. Now, audio working? Yeah, audio is working as it should, so that's good to hear, and the stream's running. That is good to see. So, hello and welcome everyone to round 18 of the AM1 Championship here on Contest of Speed. I'm Lane Everingham, your commentator for this event. We're back, and this time we're at Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez for the Mexican Grand Prix. The 2.68 mile 17 turn course is one of the more technically difficult circuits on the calendar. The circuit consists of long straights, high speed S's and tight twisty sections. This makes finding a balanced setup rather difficult. Drivers will tend to make compromises to their setup to make the car strong in certain areas, but generally not all of them. They could lower the wings to make the car faster on the long straights, or lift the wings to go faster in the high-speed S's. They could make the car more stable, so then they can get through the middle sector in relatively one piece, or make the car unstable, so then you can quickly negotiate the tight corners that are dotted around the circuit. There are 3 DRS zones as well on the racetrack. Down the pit straight into turn 1, into turn 4, and into turn 12. These will be the best overtaking spots on the track, particularly turn 1. We'll probably talk a little bit more about DRS zones later on in the stream, because DRS here is kind of ridiculous. From past experiences here, the racing tends to be a bit of a mixed bag. Sometimes the races are quite exciting and full of action. Sometimes they're rather uneventful and boring. Hopefully we get to see some entertaining stuff out there, but before we focus on that, better discuss what has happened in the previous week here on Contest of Speed. Happy to report from Bahrain there were no incident reports, so no penalties from the stewards, so the results stand. Looking briefly at the Drivers' Championship, Assassin still leading the way. He's off in PC land. He's on 303 points, followed by Barmer 22 on 221. That's an 82-point gap. Barmer can still close that up with the rounds remaining. It'll take a hell of an effort, but it is definitely possible. Cameron is next in P3 on 150 points, followed by Andy Wu on 141, then Arbar on 140. So only 10 points separating those three. So it's pretty close for third. Next is KD in P6 on 118, followed by Aaron Carey, P-Dog Payton, Kitten Petter, and Nicholas Latifi. As Cam spins out in the middle sector, demonstrating how brutal that middle sector can be, we'll have a quick look at the Constructors' Championship. Aston Martin leading on 402 points, followed by Mercedes on 371. So only 31 points separating the two teams at the top. Quite a margin to P3. That is being occupied by McLaren. They're on 199 points. They're a long, long way behind Mercedes. That is for sure. Next is Alfa Romeo, followed by AlphaTauri, then Haas, Ferrari, Alpine, Williams, and then Red Bull at the bottom of the table. So that's pretty much it in terms of news. We can now fully focus on qualifying and the race here at Mexico. Now, this racetrack, generally speaking, I'm not a massive fan of it. I mentioned earlier, the racing can be a bit of a mixed bag as Andy Wu jumps up to the top of the table with 1 minute 15.102. From a spectator point of view, I do at times enjoy the circuit. Sometimes the races here can be quite boring. But as a person who races on a controller, I just find this track so unbelievably difficult. Mainly because of the middle sector. I reckon the middle sector here in Mexico City is probably the most difficult S section on the whole calendar. Maybe Kota comes close, as Dream has retired out. He has crashed. Oh dear. See if we can find somebody. One of them, Clarence, is coming up to the accident. We're right on board here with Andy. See if we can find him. Oh dear. He's hit the barrier on the right-hand side of the circuit. Likely losing control at turn 8. Backhand stepping out, maybe running over the curb. And landing into the barrier. So Dream is out. Best they can hope for is P7, and I find it unlikely that they will stay there. Yeah, that middle sector is so difficult to get through, and that is Cameron? Yep, Cameron spun. Almost the same place. Just a corner after where Dream crashed. I think it's out of qualifying as well. Did he retire in the pit lane? I didn't notice. As Cameron cuts the track. I don't think you're allowed to do that. Pretty certain anyway. Yeah, I just find this section so unbelievably difficult to go through. The curbs here are quite deadly. Use too much of them, or you run over them the wrong way. You'll likely spin out and go into the barrier, as Dream demonstrated. And on a controller, you can only move your thumbstick so far and so quickly. I just always feel like I can't move it quick enough in order to hit the apexes to the section and also carry a decent amount of speed. It's really, really brutal for any pad player. Rest of the track is okay. I enjoyed this opening chicane. I think it provides a nice overtaking opportunity. It's a nice big braking zone here, heading into turn 1. Down from 8th gear all the way down to 3rd, hitting at about 120 kilometers an hour at the apex of turn 1. Exiting turn 3, it's critical that you get a good exit here, so then you can maximize the straight line speed heading down towards turn 4. Turn 4 is another decent overtaking spot. Through here, we tend to see some side-by-side battles through turn 4, turn 5, and maybe here into the hairpin of turn 6. Don't know why, but I've always had a great fondness for that hairpin. I have no idea why. I just like it. I just do. Through turn 7, 8, 9. You can see there lifting off the throttle, being very careful. Through 10 and 11, you can see how just tricky it is. It is seriously, seriously tricky. Into turn 12, which is a potential overtaking spot. Not a great one. And then into this arena section. This bit I dislike because of its design. It doesn't provide anything in terms of racing. It is essentially a choke point for the cars to slow down. So the spectators can get a good look at the cars. Same with the cameras, so they can see all those elegant looking sponsors. It just really doesn't provide anything in terms of racing. And for anybody who tries to make a move through that arena section, it usually ends up going quite badly. Had a famous exchange between Valtteri Bottas and Max Verstappen, I think it was 2019, I want to say, where the two collided. I'm pretty sure Verstappen got a puncture. One of them definitely got a puncture. I can't remember who though. But yeah, I do dislike this because this could have been a massively cool part of the racetrack. This is supposed to be sort of the track's highlight, but it has no redeeming qualities in terms of the racing. And that section of racetrack is an absolute nightmare to go through during a safety car restart. It is horrible to go through there when the field is bunched up. Petter, see there, having to use the runoff to not lose control of the car. You know, it's like I said, a mixed bag. There's some positives about it, for sure. Some negatives about it, too. Now, how much time have we got? Ooh, hello. Got a car stop. That's Andy Wu getting out of the way. Cameron getting ready to set an out lap. See here. Arbar has invalidated. Familiar's invalidated. Cam P5 on the soft tyre as well. Now, the conditions for this event, it should be overcast for the race. We shouldn't have any wet weather interference. You can't do that. I'm pretty certain you can't do that. Oh, look at DK Nortek's time. Reserve driver in the Aston Martin. 1 minute 16 exactly. Quite a nice looking lap time there. Very nice. Looks like he's getting ready to try and beat that. So on an out lap, getting ready. Right now, we're right on board with the Aston Martin driver. Give you a proper tour. Identify all the corners on the racetrack. Coming out of the final corner, turn 17, onto the incredibly long pit straight. This pit straight will actually provide us one of the coolest camera angles, I think, in the F1 2021 game. It's existed for some time. We'll get to see it on the very first lap. Heading into turn 1. Bringing down to third gear. He'll keep it in third for turn 2. See there, jumping over the curves as Elliott jumps up to pole position with a 1 minute 14.816. Into turn 4. Then turn 5. He overshot turn 4 just a little bit, and as a result, it compromised his run through 5. Into turn 6 again, probably overshooting just a little bit. And down towards the technical S section, turns 7, 8, 9. Then turns 10 and 11. Oh, you see there, he has to lift off. He's losing control. He managed to gather it back up. Yeah, not the cleanest run through the middle sector there for Nortek. He might bail out of this lap and go back into the pits. Yeah, he's invalidated now, so he'll most likely go back in. Express, he's invalidated his lap. He might duck back into pit lane 2. He's running low on fuel, so I imagine he will. Cameron still yet to set a lap time. Takes an extremely wide run around the final corner. He's trying to maximize as much straight line speed down the pit straight. Heading down towards turn 1. 320, 323, almost 324 kilometers an hour into turn 1. Turn 2, then turn 3. You have to be careful not to run too wide here, otherwise you'll cop a warning. That'll invalidate your lap. Down towards turns 4 and 5, hitting the brakes at the 100 meter board through turn 4. Then turn 5 again, a bit compromised through that section, but he gets through relatively well. Through turn 6. Yellow flags on the racetrack, that's a Red Bull. That's JCK, gets out of the way there. Nicely done. Through 7, cutting a lot there. Oh, and losing control of the car, going into the barrier. That's likely what Dream did earlier in qualifying. See there, running over the inside curb awkwardly at turn 8, losing the back end of the car and smashing into the barrier. Fortunately, he's still in qualifying, and visually his car looks okay. But he'll likely have some sort of damage on that car. Kitten Petter, yet to set a lap time, is making his way through the middle sector. Oh, and again, the back end stepping out at turn 8. But he keeps control of the car. Gets through turns 10 and 11 pretty well. Down towards turn 12. It's on the brakes, third gear. Gets through this pretty nicely. Into the hairpin of 13. And into turns 14 and 15. Into turn 16. And now the final corner, turn 17. Keeps it nice and narrow, up to the line. Kitten Petter jumps to P5 with a 1 minute 15.5 exactly. Quite a nice looking time. Exactly half a second quicker than Nortek. Very nice. Very nice to look at. Nice looking times. JCK looks like he's in the middle of a flying lap through the S's. Turn 8. Turn 9. Car looks stable enough, or maybe not. Camera angle was a bit deceiving there. He lost the back end at turn 9. Managed to gather it back up, but he would have lost a fair amount of time. But a lot of drivers demonstrating the brutality of that S section. It is not nice. Nicholas, purple, apparently, to the first sector. Around turn 5. Up towards the hairpin of turn 6. Third gear down to second. Short shifting to third to find the traction. Down towards the S's. Turn 7. 8. 9. Then into turns 10 and 11. That completes the S section. Gets through that pretty tidily. Down towards the arena section. Turn 12. Purple to the middle sector. Around the hairpin of 13. through 14 and 15. And around 16. And around the final corner, turn 17. Up towards the line. Nicholas jumps up to P4 with a 1 minute 15.198. He is 400ths off Arba, who is currently on an outlap. Because it's also quite a short circuit, it's only 2.6 miles, qualifying tends to be quite tight. See, 1 second separates the top 8 at the moment. Got slow cars on the pitch straight. Probably drivers trying to get out of other people's way. I think Nortec has just improved there. 1 minute 15.707, so he improves from his 16 flat by almost 3/10. With all these yellow flags, I can't tell how much time we have left. Oh, okay, it's about 2.5 minutes. So getting towards the conclusion of qualifying. Barmer on a flying lap. Driver who was second in the Drivers' Championship. Currently 12th on the leaderboard in qualifying. Heading down towards the end of the first sector split. What does the clock say? Up by half a second. That's fairly significant improvement. Exiting turn 5. Around the hairpin of 6. Second gear. Again short shifting to find the traction. Not using any curb on the outside there of turn 6. Through 7. 8. How committed will he be? He keeps it full throttle through 9. Then into 10. Keeps it pinned. Keeps it pinned through 11. Loses control and goes into the barrier. He pushed too hard. Oh dear, oh dear. So the best he can hope for is P12. He was really committed, Barmer. And unfortunately that commitment put him into the wall. Cameron begins a flying lap with, I suppose, just under 2 minutes left. I can't tell. Yellow flags are really, really irritating right now, because I can't tell how much time we have left in the session. I wish I could move it. That yellow flag indicator. I wish I could move it so then I could at least see the timer. There we go, 1 minute and 11 seconds. Cameron coming up to the first sector split. And he hasn't set a lap time, so he won't improve on anything. But he does set a 28.3 and goes purple to the first sector. Vermoo, he's backing off, getting out of the way. Andy's getting ready. Elliott is still in the pit lane, so the reserve driver isn't going to improve as Electric Blade retires in the pit lane. Andy's going to get a massive tow here from his teammate. What teamwork between the McLaren duo. See how much of an improvement this gives Andy. Through turn 1, 2, then turn 3. Come up to the first sector split in just a moment. Cameron's coming up to the end of a lap. Cameron comes around the final corner, crosses the line, jumps up to pole position with a 1 minute 14.7. Andy is up by just over 1/10 in the first sector. Needs to find about 4/10 in order to jump up to pole position. This needs to be a mega middle sector. Through turn 8, then turn 9. You can see he's modulating the throttle there. He needs to remain committed through here. He keeps it within the white lines, but what does the clock say? He's up by 2/10. He needs to find another 2 in this final sector. Through the arena section, around the hairpin of turn 13, through 14, then 15. Exiting the arena through turn 16. 1 corner remains for Andy. Is this enough for pole position? The answer is no. He stays in 3rd place with a 1 minute 14.934. Express, his qualifying is done as well. So that's it. Qualifying over. And it's Cameron with a mega effort at the end of qualifying who will start on pole position. Elliott will start from P2 in the Alfa Romeo, followed by Andy Wu, then Vermoo, Arba, Nicholas, Kittenpetter, Burzy, Electric Blade, and DK Nortec will complete the top 10. There we are. And everyone inside the top 10 has set times on the soft tyre, and we've got a problem. Vermoo should not be on an outlap. Oh goody. Lobby glitch. With someone joining midway through. Tell as well that Vermoo was in the Carlos Sainz mobile, number 55. Carlos Sainz helmet as well. This glitch occurs when somebody joins mid-session. Neat little thing. Can't tell him to retire, Kids and Petter. Can't read the first comment, Petter. Didn't have the stream up in time, so I can't read it. I was off doing my introduction. Yeah, I can't tell him to retire. Someone else is going to have to. Oh well. Ah, I see, Petter. Fair enough. That's the first comment, yeah. Fair enough. I got the nice big couch out here for me. It's nice big comfy couch. The chair I usually sit on has become a bit uncomfortable in recent times. So I just moved the big couch. Nice and comfy. Plenty of room here. As Vermoo does a nice little pirouette. Give Pirelli a bit of a plug. There you go, Pirelli. Give Pirelli a nice big plug here. Give that sponsorship money. Ah, 5 for the... Dear, oh dear, Cam. Nah, I've done that a few times myself. Where you time your outlap just that little bit too late. And you just miss out on setting your final flying lap. It does happen. Just sitting on 1 second, just waiting. Look at that big Pirelli sponsor there. There we go. Alpine coming up. Oh, as Vermoo has been disqualified. What? He's moving. Ooh, what is this glitch? He's still up in P4. Ooh, okay, so he has been disqualified. So he'll start from the back. Interesting. There we are. So qualifying over. Cameron on pole. Setting a 1 minute 14.703. Elliott in P2 in the Alfa Romeo, 1/10 behind. Andy in third, followed by Arba, Nicholas, Kettenpetter, Bersey, Electric Blade, DK Nortec, and then Cam will jump up into the top 10. So, Cam, you will get to start on the soft compound tyre, like everybody else inside the top 10. Express is next, followed by Barmer, Dream, JCK and Wingett didn't set any lap times, and Vermoo got disqualified. So, I don't know. He'll start from the back in 16th place. Not great for the Ferrari team, starting last and second last. But I think if I saw that right, the 2 Red Bull cars are next. In third last and fourth last. So, not great for either of those 2 teams. Now, strategy around here is an interesting one. Memory serves me right, the soft tyre is rapid here, like significantly more rapid than the medium and hard compound tyres. So if I remember correctly, it is a 2-stop race here at Mexico, if I remember. Drivers may choose to do 12-lap stints, 3 12-lap stints, because it's a 36-lap race. But drivers can try and undercut, try and overcut. Actually, don't try and overcut. Overcut really doesn't work here. Undercut, definitely way to go. That is for sure. But that is, of course, if it's green flag from start to finish. If we have any safety cars in between, or even virtual safety cars, that is bound to shake up strategies quite a bit. If we have one at about the 12-lap mark, I wouldn't be at all surprised if drivers try and go for a 1-stop, maybe go from soft to hards, or something like that. Or maybe try and stretch the medium tyres out 24 or so laps, which will be a bit of a tall order, but I don't think it's impossible. The only concern is when you hit that sort of 70% range, you sort of enter that puncture territory, and it's... I don't know for sure, but it's sort of like an RNG thing. When you hit 70%, it can go at 71, or you can have tyres that are still intact at like 99 to 100%. So, yeah. It would be interesting if a safety car is thrown into the mix here during the race. Right, let's have a look at the detail. We can get rid of the gaps for now. And yeah, it's not surprising at all with the amount of people starting on the soft compound tyre. It is really that much quicker compared to the mediums. So top 10, all of them are starting on worn soft compound tyres from qualifying. Express is the first car outside the top 10. He's on fresh soft compound tyres. There's a bit of dust being kicked up there from Cam's car. You see that? Sort of those dust particles. Very strange. Barmer is the next car after crashing out in qualifying. They start P12, also on the soft tyre. Followed by Dream, also on the softs. Then JCK on the mediums. Then Wingit on the soft tyres and Vermu on the mediums. So only 2 cars on the medium compound tyre. Now these two have got to be careful, because if they lose touch with the top 10, it's going to be very, very difficult to get that time back. But if they can keep up with the top 10, make full use of these medium tyres, then they put themselves in an incredible position later on in the race. It's all about making this first stint work. Now typically when I do this introduction, when I see drivers on harder tyres, typically I say their mindset has to be a bit more careful. They can't afford to break a front wing, can't afford to make an early pit stop, that sort of thing. In this kind of race, with these guys on the mediums, they need to be aggressive. They need to get towards the front, challenge the front runners as best they can. And it's quite a tall order because, yeah, the soft tyres are a lot quicker. A lot quicker. Like, the delta between them is ridiculous. Just be waiting on Vermu. Line up into his grid slot and we can get this on the way. Just be waiting for the grid to load in. What's going on? Well, we're stuck. Are we? There we are. We got 10 red lights. And we are underway here in Mexico City. That was quite a long haul, to say the least. Oh my goodness. Elliott spins out from second place. He drops down to 16th. We literally have drama off the start. Watch this. Look at this camera angle as drivers move everywhere to try and find a bit of racetrack to race on. Into turn 1 we go as drivers go through 2x2 in the midfield. Sometimes 3x3 through the midfield. And that's always quite nasty through this opening chicane. Down the long straight, down towards turn 4. I'm sorry, but I'm just caught completely off guard. Elliott spun out at the start. That so caught me off guard. I was expecting drama early. I was fully expecting it. Not off the line, though. That completely caught me off guard. JCK getting a 3-second time penalty in P10. He's made up moves early, but he's already got a penalty. Coming through the middle sector now. This train of cars coming through single file. Then come the midfield. Out of the second sector towards the final one. Deary me. Elliott just spinning out at the start. That so caught me off guard. Oh, and look at Cameron. Look at the lead he has got already. 1.8 seconds. That is colossal after one lap. He's gone. He's basically gone. Andy leading this train of cars. Arbar in 3rd place, followed by Kittenpedder, then Nicholas Latifi. Barmer's up to 6th place. What a start from him. From P12 up to P6 already. Fantastic stuff from Barmer. Midfield making their way out of the opening chicane. No major dramas as of yet. Nortec overtaking JCK. Sitting duck on those medium tyres, but JCK fights at turn 4. They're side by side through turn 5. JCK tries to get a switch back, can't get it done though. Around turn 6, I think Nortec, he's got a little bit of clear air, he can try and push. Dream overtaking Vermu moving down to 15th, and that is Elliott bringing out yellow flags. Why is that? Interesting. I don't know what he's up to. Through the final sector comes the leader. 2.5 seconds. He's bolted. He's gone. I can't believe the sheer pace that Cameron has got at the moment. After 2 laps, Already pulled away 2.5 seconds. Oh, it's incredible. Now DRS has been enabled. The prime. Oh, hello. It's still Elliott bringing out yellow flags. One really important detail about this track is that DRS is ridiculous. It is stupidly powerful here. You got one incredibly long DRS zone as Nicholas Latifi shoots it down the inside of Kitten Petta there and moves himself into 4th place. Now, you got one incredibly long DRS zone down the pit straight. You've got another one after turn 3. And you might find it strange, but there's no DRS detection zone in between. You look at a track like Bahrain, as Kitten Petta loses out there at turn 9, loses another position. He's all over the place at the moment as Elliott retires in the pit lane. He's had enough already. Yeah, you look at a track like Bahrain, there's a DRS detection zone at the penultimate corner at the entrance to turn 14. You got the pit straight with DRS. Coming out to turn 1 into turn 2, there's a DRS detection zone there for the DRS zone exiting turn 3. Here though, there's no DRS detection zone in between turns 1 and 3. And that's because in real life, there's not a lot of air here. One neat fact about this Grand Prix is that it's the tallest Grand Prix we go to. This racetrack is 2.2 kilometers above sea level. So there's not much air here. So the benefit that the DRS provides is very, very little. Because there's very little drag in the first place. So having 2 DRS zones back to back can at least give the driver who is chasing, at least give them the opportunity to have a go at the chasee. But in the video game world, that lack of air isn't really simulated. So DRS is a tad bit broken here. It's really, really powerful. And the chaser gets a massive advantage to the chasee as Nicholas dives down the inside of Andy. Now we got JCK who has spun out. Oh, it's both Red Bulls in trouble here. Oh, and a Williams, it's Cam in the background. So 3 drivers having trouble in the same spot. We get going again. Cam in 3 seconds. Dear me. Now, Nicholas, he's leading this train of cars now. Look at Andy closing in rapidly. Here we go, looking on the racing line. Barmer follows suit. Around turn 1, Barmer has the inside line for turn 2. Around turn 3, gets it done. Oh, it loses control. Oh, dear. He did a great job defending from Barmer, but just got on the throttle a little too much. Losing control of the car and spinning down to 10th place. Oh, here comes Wingett. Oh, that was very, very close. Dearie me. Wingett moves into P10. Saw Nicholas move over just a little bit. I don't think Wingett hit the back of the Aston Martin. I'm pretty certain. His front wing looks relatively okay visually, but I do know there's a visual glitch from the spectator point of view where you can't accurately see any damage on the front wing. Sometimes they do have it. Nortec right behind Express. Can't do much through here, unfortunately. Such is the nature of the final sector. Has to wait until the pit straight to try and get by. Barmer closing in on Andy down the pit straight towards turn 1. Should get him fairly easily. Where will he look? To the inside, to the outside. Looking around the long way, really sends it, gets it done. Barmer is into 3rd. Nortec also overtaking Express. Nicholas Latifi getting back by Wingett. Back into P10. See now Barmer pulling away from Andy with that second DRS zone. Now Andy has a bit of a job to do. He has to stay close to Barmer, stay within that 1 second range. Try and take that P3 back on the following lap on lap 7. Lovely aerial shot here looking over the racetrack. Round turn 9 through turn 10, then turn 11. Andy losing ground though, he's outside of that 1 second range. He's got DRS though, which will help him out on this short straight. Yeah, he's losing ground to Barmer. Barmer's got quite good car speed at the moment. Kitzenpetter, is he within a second of his teammate? He is. So he'll get the benefit of DRS, so will the cars behind. Electric Blade, Bursey. It's a 3.3 second gap to Nortec in P8. As Express is into the pits already. Let's see here. Lap 7, what will he be pitting onto? A set of mediums. Interesting. The way he leaves, he's got plenty of clear air in front of him. I don't think he'll be interfered by JCK. Should have a big enough gap. Oh yeah, way big. Way big enough. So Express, he needs to get the hammer down. Make the most of fresh tyres. Blade and Bursey currently scrapping it out for P6. Coming out of turn 6. And Bursey, he'll be eating up all that turbulent air coming off the Haas through this middle sector. Won't be the greatest feeling in the world, but Bursey's actually doing pretty well. He's keeping up. Oh, as Electric Blade almost completely lost control there. He did lose control, but he managed to gather it back up. Fortunately, he didn't end up going into the wall. That little error has cost him time, and he won't get DRS on this lap, so Bursey should be able to get P6 here. Down the pit straight. He'll open DRS and close in. And towards turn 1, he's not using any battery, doesn't really need to. To the inside, Electric Blade doesn't fight it. Although, he's keeping it there around the outside, but he gives in. Fair enough. Now, Bursey will get DRS again, exiting turn 3. He'll pull away that little bit more. Kitzenpetter is closing in on his teammate Andy as well. In the meantime. But I don't imagine they'll be battling too much. Probably just help each other out, try and close up to the top 3 if they can. Not too much else to look at the moment, unfortunately. Gaps are pretty spread out, even at this stage. Latifi is closing in on his teammate Nortec. Electric Blade gets a 3-second time penalty. Nicholas, he'll close in. Not by enough, though. It's a very, very short DRS zone. You need to be basically right behind somebody's gearbox if you want to try and make a move into turn 12. Oh, hello, as Kitzenpetter goes into the pits. So does Electric Blade, I think. Yep. Both in. Alright, Kitzenpetter, what are you doing? Medium tyres for the McLaren driver. Electric Blade. This is a set of mediums as well. Front wing change as well for the Haas driver, so he had some sort of damage. Cost him time in the pit lane. Next car coming is Express, and he's coming at a rate of knots. Should get by the Haas driver relatively easily. He does. So Express into P11. Electric Blade down into P12. Vortex behind Nicholas. Only 6/10 separating the two as Barmer gets a 3-second time penalty. We'll likely see quite a few of these over the course of the race. One thing I failed to mention earlier is that it's very easy to get warnings here as Barmer overshoots a hairpin at turn 13. Almost goes into the back of Arbar in the process, but managed to keep his front wing away from Arbar's gearbox. He lost a good half a second with that. Not to worry though, he'll gain that all back with DRS. And pitch straight towards turn 1. 6/10, half a second, 4.5, 4/10. There we are, he's gained 4/10 down that straight alone as Bursey down the inside overtakes Andy Wu for 4th place. JCK a 3-second time penalty, multiple warnings. There we go, all that time loss with turn 13, it's all gathered back now because DRS. It is kind of broken here. It's really, really difficult to defend around a track like this. It's really tough. You do got to feel for the Chase E. Really tough to keep the chase at bay. Here it's open down towards turn 12. Gap closes to just under 4/10 around turn 12. Into the arena section. It doesn't make the same mistake. And yellow flag's out. I reckon that's because of JCK. He's going to lose the position here to Cam. Cam goes into 13th. I thought JCK was going to fight back then. That's why I looked back. Wasn't too sure. Barmer closing in. Burzy and Andy are into the pits. And here comes Barmer. Looking down the inside. Can't make the move stick just yet. He's got another opportunity at turn 4. I think he's too far back though. Quickly turn on the tyre graphic too, see who's pitting onto what. Ooh, that's rather interesting. You can see there one of the McLarens, Andy, has gone onto the hard tyre, so he might be trying to do a one-stop. I don't think that will work, to be quite honest with you. Those hard tyres are going to feel like rubbish compared to some of the other tyres. Express getting by Wing It. That was at turn 1. The DRS again, exiting turn 3, down towards 4. Yeah, Nortec on fresh mediums. Andy on fresh hards. Burzy on fresh mediums. Ken Petter, he's on relatively fresh mediums, only 1 lap old. He's got a fair bit of time over his rivals too, 2.1 seconds, and that is JCK. As Express loses a position to Wing It, he might have made a mistake as R-Bar and Barmer are into the pits. Barmer onto a set of mediums. A set of hards for Arba. I don't know. This should make Barmer's job of getting by a bit easier. Lap 12 as well, so he'll be trying to do a 13 lap stint on those mediums. Barmer. Same with the other medium runners. Dream a 3-second time penalty, multiple warnings. Arba though, he has those hard tyres and yeah, they're not particularly quick. See if it works out for him though. Here comes Barmer. You look to the inside. Arba doesn't really fight it. He can't really fight it at all. Barmer just has that extra grip. He can brake later. He can turn faster. He can get on the accelerator quicker. Just not much Arba can do. JCK has decided to retire in the pit lane. He's our second retirement of the race. We've still got 2/3 of the race to go through. So the gap up to 7/10 already between these two. Not only showing the pace differential between the tyres, but also the dirty air. It really does affect the cars quite a lot. Hopefully that effect is reduced with the new cars coming next year. Critically, Arba still has DRS. Within DRS range, so he'll close in by about half a second or so. And so long as he stays within 1 second of Barmer, Arba can really take advantage of this situation he's in and really try and maximize this hard tyre stint if he's trying to go to the end on these, which I assume he is. Now Andy's going to have a bit of strife in a moment. DK Nortec is closing in. Down the long straightaway towards turn 4. Half a second separate the two. Coming out of turn 5, then turn 6. Andy with a 3-second time penalty. Just running wide at the exit of turn 5. Wing It is closing in the process as well. He's only 1.2 seconds behind this. Okay, closing in. Arba still within 1 second of Barmer. Oh, hello, massive lock up there from Andy. I'm pretty sure Arba was within a second. He was. So he'll get DRS down the pit straight and close in again on Barmer. Rightio, Nortec, your turn. He's got DRS, so does Wing It in P10. So he's going to close in on this battle too, make it a three-way fight. Here comes Nortec down the inside. Andy doesn't fight it. Doesn't want to fight this battle. That's only fair. He's doing a different race. Now Wing It's going to try and get by. In the meantime, Electric Blade got by Express. He's into P11. Andy moves out of the way. Wing It goes into 9th. Now Andy, what he'll try and do is keep up with the two in front. Similar situation to Arba, just try and get DRS and try and maximise the hard tyre stint. Express, Electric Blade having a bit of a scrap here around turn 6. As Barmer gets by Vermoo. Oh, hello. They're side by side around turn 13, then into turn 14 and 15. Barmer hangs on to P3. That little scrap, that's brought Arba that little bit closer to Barmer. Both cars, P4 and 5, should get DRS and close in on the Mercedes. Let's turn 1, half a second, 4.5 tenths, 4 tenths, 3.5 tenths, 3 tenths, 2.5. He gets very close, but unfortunately not close enough. Vermoo, a 3-second time penalty, multiple warnings. They'll become an ever-increasing problem over the course of the race. They'll become a massive problem if we have a late race safety car, which is entirely possible. Express and Electric Blade continuing to battle here through the opening chicane. Now, which car has DRS? Oh, it's Express. Well, hello. This is going to be spicy. Long way round. Express on the racing line. This will give him the inside line for turn 5. Oh, it's very tight. But they give each other enough racing room as Cameron goes into the pits finally. 15 laps on the soft tyre. It's a long stint, and Kitten Petter, as he foretold, is out, and we have a safety car. Lost it in the S section. And smashed into the wall. That's almost the halfway mark. This will add a bit of spice to this race. A few drivers hopping onto the soft tyre. A few drivers hopping onto the mediums. Interesting. What does Wing It hop onto? Set of mediums are ready. Thursday's on a set of mediums too. Both AlphaTauris are on mediums. It's an interesting scenario for both Vermoo and Barmer. Both of them on the soft tyre. As I mentioned, they're not at the halfway mark, so that's quite a considerable stint to do on the soft tyre. I don't think they'll make it from here. So I wonder what their game plan is. Is it to do a 2-stop from here? Surely not. Available for commentary, Kitten Petter. You don't say. I'll tell you what, I'll take advantage of the safety car and I will invite you in. I'll be back in just a moment. Dumbly dumb. That one. There we are. Well, at least I'll have somebody to chat to over the course of the race. Because at the moment it's been a fairly uneventful one. Barmer and Vermoo? No, Vermoo stays out. So Barmer only doing 1 lap on the soft tyre. He's come back in. He's putting on a set of mediums. Interesting. I don't know why he's done that. Why did he do that 1 lap on the soft tyre? He's already met his tyre compound requirement, hasn't he? Yeah, he started on the soft tyre at the beginning. It must have been maybe a mistake with the MFD. Maybe accidentally selected the soft tyre instead of mediums. That's the only plausible explanation. Oh, another one is the MFD glitch. That's another one. Where I've seen this. A friend of mine took a clip of it. He selected, I think it was a set of intermediate tyres because it was about to go to intermediate conditions. He was on a set of medium tyres, I think. Goes into the pits. What do the team have ready? Set of softs. Basically screwed his whole race over. No, this might add a bit of spice, but not a great deal because everybody's effectively on the same strategy. We do have a couple of drivers on the softs, one driver on the hards. I think, Blade, you might do yourself a favour and pit for mediums. I mean, you lose track position, but those hard tyres are going to be so slow. I think you're better off going onto the mediums and try and fight back. But again, the decision is his. The move's going to be awfully quick on these soft tyres, but they're not going to last incredibly long. Oh, hello.
Hi.
Well, you predicted it, and it came true.
Called my shot. Yep. I was listening to your qualifying commentary, Smeg. It sounded quite similar to mine last night during the AM2 broadcast, where I was just going on and on about how much I hate this place. It's absolutely impossible. On a pad.
Yeah. On a pad, yeah, it's an absolute nightmare. Just that middle sector alone is a colossal nightmare. And for me personally, it's probably the worst bit of racetrack to race on in this game. For me, anyway.
I mean, it's absolutely unpredictable. I was going probably half through that entire thing because I could feel it starting to go.
Yeah.
As soon as I turned in, and I was not really pushing at all, and didn't matter. Still snapped around, and I'm picking pieces of concrete out of my teeth.
Yeah, well, such is the nature of this circuit, unfortunately. As soon as you lose it through here, there's no gathering it back. You're basically guaranteed to go into a wall. So
I was surprised I made it this far, to be honest.
Well, you almost reached the halfway mark, so
almost, yeah.
You just got to look at the positives.
I don't think I've completed 4 laps together all week in practice or in the EU3 race that I did yesterday. So
I completed a whole race here by a complete miracle. Granted, I didn't finish particularly well, but I did finish. As we're about to go back under green flag racing here. Cameron will bunch up the field. This is another section I really don't like. It's the arena section on the safety car restarts because it can turn into quite a mess through there. Fortunately, though, I don't think anybody hit anyone, so it's been a relatively clean restart for now. As Dream gets a 3-second time penalty now. I guess running wide the final turn? I don't know how you get a warning.
If I had to guess, I think he might have lit it up coming around Peraltada and cut the penalty.
Fair enough, yeah. That's another possible way. Never thought of it that way. Andy on the back of Wingert. He's looking down the inside. Turn 4, nice simple move there. Express almost goes into the back of the Ferrari there at turn 4. Yeah. Nice simple move there from Andy. Saw you two work together in qualifying. Nice little bit of teamwork.
Yeah, we did it last week as well. I set my lap last week and figured I still got some meetings. Might as well help a brother out. Just going for pole. He actually is the unicorn pad user that does like this track for some reason.
What? Why?
I have no idea.
How can you like this place on a pad? Ugh.
I don't know, man. I did 15 laps and my left thumb is cramped up.
Yeah, no, I can relate to that. I really can. Like that, just that S section. No. It's up there with like Kota, as Vermeer is going to try and have a go here. It's up there with Kota. Silverstone isn't too bad, but it can get quite nasty. So is this, as there's contact between the two. That wasn't very nice. See if Vermeer gets a run. He's back alongside, but he's on the outside, so he needs to be very committed at turn 4. And he needs to stay on the outside. That will give him the inside for turn 5. Tries to keep it there, but Nicholas sweeps in front of him. So,
yeah, overtaking there, I actually prefer being on the outside.
yeah. It gives you that inside line for turn 5, which, you know, it can cement that overtake for you. That inside line, you can't guarantee it sometimes. You have the driver fight back down the inside of turn 5. As Nicholas gets another 3-second time penalty. That's another neat gimmick of that middle sector as penalties. And I imagine we're going to see a lot more with the laps remaining.
It's extremely weird being on Express. If you run extremely wide on the exit of the S's, it doesn't give you a penalty, but if you just barely overstep it...
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I've done that a few times myself. I guess it depends on how much time you spend off the circuit. Like, if you go off and back on quite quickly, the game would consider it as you've taken advantage of track limits. Whereas if you spend a significant amount of time off the racetrack, the game will register it as a mistake.
Yeah,
on the driver's part.
Probably just saved something.
Yeah, so you lost control. You had to use a runoff area to gather the car back up and get going again. So that's just a game thing. We've always had these issues with warnings, so whether they're too incredibly strict or there's loopholes that you can exploit. I remember back in F1 2019, there were quite a few exploits you can make with track limits, like with Stowe and turn 12 at France.
Whoa, Express! Oh, God, I was right along with Express. He just clattered the wall, and he's going to drive through the styrofoam.
Poor styrofoam boards. Rest in peace, styrofoam boards.
Looking like an NFL player's wife out there.
Right.
We got 14 more laps, Meg.
We got, yeah, not wrong. Might as well get the humour going. They might. Oh, hello. We got a little bit of something for Moo going down the inside. I don't know how long he'll last though on those tyres as Barmer moves past Wing It.
I think in reality, Barmer had to get that move done immediately. He doesn't have a helmet.
Yes.
But yeah, Cameron is absolutely dialed in around here. I don't know. I'm assuming you saw it since you were the commentator. Yeah, he really checked out immediately.
Well, yeah, he had a 1.8 second lead after lap 1. I couldn't believe it. He was just gone. I didn't see anybody else behind get into too much trouble except for Elliot. But according to him, his wheel just stopped working. And unfortunately went spinning, literally off the start. Quite a remarkable place for it to go.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for him. He's won the past 2 AM2 races.
Oh, righto.
Which I think you've been paying close attention to. That was a joke. You don't have to answer.
Well, you see, I quite literally do 11 million streams a week, so it is a tad bit difficult to keep up with. Absolutely.
As much as you'd like to hear me commentate, because I'm your favorite commentator, aside from yourself.
Oh, oh, righto. Do you think I rate myself as Andy does a double overtake? He's side by side with Nortec. Oh, through turn 3, there's more contact. Oh, and Bursey goes into the back of him. And here comes Barmer to take advantage of all of this. He's going to try and pass Andy, is he? No, he's not close enough.
Oh, look at this.
Cam almost goes into the back there.
This is a bar fight back here.
Yeah, it is a little bit, isn't it? Oh, he almost loses it there at turn 5 as well. Oh, dearie me. Just everybody grouped up at turn 3 and created quite a mess. Oh, dear.
And you'll get that around here. Just the way that the track's laid out.
Nortec almost went into the wall there too at the exit of 11.
He did that last night in AM2, and he was not thrilled in the comments. Oh my god, 3 wide in the stadium.
Oh, around the outside. Oh, Wingert gets it done. What a move around the outside of the hairpin. Granted, Nortec was a bit stuck behind Bursey, but still, it's an overtake. Here comes Cam as well on the soft tyre. Hopefully he can like, hit the back of somebody, hopefully.
He got boxed out into turn 4. That's not 3 wide. Oh, God.
Oh, Cam looking around the long way, big time there. My goodness.
He missed the brake. He missed the braking zone.
Again, he almost went straight into the back of somebody. He used all of the runoff on the outside at the entry there. Oh my goodness. Barber overtaking Andy as well. Barber into 5th place. Oh my goodness me. Electric Blade getting by Dream. I think I looked at that correctly. So Blade into P11 though. Dream fights back, not quite. Stays behind Blade. The exit of turn 6.
I think these mediums should be able to make it pretty easy. So I did hear you saying Electric Blade should probably go for mediums. They're going to be spicy at the end, and those hards are going to be better, but I think that the track position loss is probably too much. Electric. I was impressed with his pace in the first 2 moves. He was on my tail for the first 6-7 laps.
Now, what's going to happen here between these 4? Let's find out. They're coming out to the final corner, down the pit straight. Nicholas is about to make a move on Vermeer as well. Better capture that. Yeah, there we are. Simple move. DRS. Gets by, no trouble at all. Now, what about this slot? So we've got Wingett, DK, Bursey, and Cam. All 4 of them in a train. Can't really do much at the moment, as Cam gets a 3-second time penalty. Another one. Ooh, a bit of a wiggle there.
Like Ken Block right there.
Bursey, can he look? No, he can't go for any sort of move from his position at the moment. They're all sort of stuck behind one another. Turn 6. Electric Blade is just behind this as well. Only 1 second separates him and Cam. So if these 4 continue to battle more, well, we're going to have an extra 2 drivers claw onto the back of the fight. As Bursey gets a penalty, he's all over the back of Nortec, who is losing quite a bit of time to wing it. Down towards turn 12. Yeah, not really close enough just yet. Into the stadium section. Basically follow the leader through here. Can't really do too much. Unless you were in Wingett's position earlier. Cam getting another penalty. Oh dear.
It is unnecessary, but it is a cool part. This track would be entirely unredeemable if it wasn't part of the stadium section.
Oh,
both in real life.
I mean, I get that it's a highlight of the circuit, but it just doesn't provide anything. That's the biggest issue I have with it. It's Dream. Oh, dearie me. Sorry, Cam going into the back of Bursey there. Oh dear. That might be
Cam
damage.
coming off his first career points last week.
Well, he's currently in 10th. If he can stay there, then it will be another point finish. Of course, penalties might have something to say about that, as he has 15 seconds of them. So, yeah. Might be a bit of a tall order to stay there, considering the current circumstances, but you never know.
Cam just got lost to the S's there.
You never know.
You never know.
You never know. Oh dear.
See something new every stream. Vamu back up in front. He's definitely going to have to pit again, so I'm not sure how viable this strategy is. Should get points, but
yeah. And here comes
these
Nicholas.
guys are just drag racing each other.
Another gimmick with the circuit is the DRS here, and how ridiculously powerful it is. Because the game doesn't accurately simulate the unique weather conditions here in Mexico. Mentioned earlier, this is the tallest Grand Prix we go to, about 2.2 kilometers above sea level. So there's not a lot of air around this circuit. That's why there's 2 DRS zones back to back.
Yeah, you know, they call Denver the Mile High City. I believe Mexico City is actually 2 miles, maybe double the altitude of Denver. So,
yeah,
these guys are going to be short of breath.
That's for sure. Especially going through that S section. That is for sure. For all those pad users that are still running in the race. Now, back to this fight. Wingett, DK, Bursey, Cam. Electric Blade is definitely on the back of this now. So is Dream, actually. Dream in front of Electric Blade. I failed to notice that. Rightio, U6. What are you going to do now? Half a second. I reckon Nortec might be close enough. Oh, he's definitely close enough. He'll get by easily. Wing it low on battery as well with that flashing red light at the back of the car. Burzy, what can he do? He looks. He's got the nose there. Wingett gives him room. Through turn 2, through turn 3. Now Wingett, he won't get any deal. Oh, and in the background, Dream loses it. Oh, gathers it back up, but he's lost time. Cam looking down the inside. Burzy opens the door for him. But Burzy, having the inside line at turn 5, hangs on to P9.
These guys are awfully feisty back here.
Yeah, they're really scrapping it out. Good to watch. Really nice
good points on offer too. Obviously, with we had pretty bad attendance today, anyways. But you know, the attrition rate around here, it's pretty good points on the offer for guys like Wingett and Burzy.
And all it takes is one mistake, and then suddenly a potential points finish, it's gone. So these 4 drivers, they're on the limit, but they need to be quite careful. Otherwise, they could very easily lose all their hard work. So, very, very easily.
Yeah. God, I hate this place.
Well, what I bet you're not hating is the Christmas break that's coming up. I'm sure you're looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's been a tough season so far. It might be nice to hit the reset button and
get ready for next year.
Get back to it.
So am I. I'm quite looking forward to wrapping everything up here in 2021 as Wingett looking down the inside of turn 4 gets by DK. He's back into 7th place. Yeah, I'm keen to wrap everything up and get a bit of rest in. I think I've only got one more stream this year, and that'll be on Monday. Another American League.
Good job.
Yeah.
I'm so excited that I'm already drinking some eggnog. The little bit of Woodford Reserve in there. Feel great.
What's the bet you were drinking eggnog well before Christmas time, though? As soon as it goes into the pits.
Yeah, definitely had some a couple weeks ago.
The helmetless Vermouth gets a new set of soft tyres. Needs a pit lane.
He does not care about safety regulations.
No, he's emulating a 1950s Grand Prix driver. And he wore leather caps back in the day.
Yeah, we need to get him a leather cap for Christmas.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get the look. I feel like he always has that glitch when he's reserving. Doesn't happen at AM1 or AM2, but every time up here it's always helmetless.
I tend to see it with people joining mid-session in qualifying. They hop into the real-life driver's car, like with Vermeuth. He's in the number 55 Carlos Sainz mobile. He'll have the Carlos Sainz helmet, but in the race, it will just disappear. You just see a balaclava. And I think if you watch an outboard shot of another driver, the whole avatar disappears. There's no one driving in the cockpit. So, see if I can capture it here. With Dream. You can see there's no balaclava at all, or head, or anything in that Ferrari. There's no white in the cockpit, so, yeah. Very strange. It's a neat little glitch. You know, it's just reminding us it's a Codemasters game.
Yeah. Shout out to Codemasters and EA Sports. Probably the 2 best blue companies on the planet.
All jokes aside, I really hope that EA money can really improve these games. I've been hoping for a better game for the past 2 years now. I remember when I started League Racing back on F1 2019. At the end of it, I was looking forward to F1 2020, and I hoped that it was going to be a better game than what F1 2019 was. Because although the F1 2019 was okay, it still had its problems as Bursey runs off the road. But F1 2020 comes along and we had the CWS glitch right out of the gates. Couldn't play online for a whole month, which is a massive problem for those who want to get into the league racing scene straight away.
Yeah, people like us.
Yeah. And then F1 2021, hoping that this game was going to be improvement. Had all that hype with the Breaking Point career mode, announcement trailers, the whole lot. And this is what we got. It's not bad, but I wouldn't say it's been great. It hasn't been a very enjoyable experience with F1 2021.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely suck. So I'm gonna blame Codemasters for that as well. I've been pretty bad.
Dream, a 3-second time penalty, another one next to his name. Everyone's got penalties now.
Yeah, we got the entire bingo card covered now.
Oh, hello, Electric Blade was off the circuit there in the S section, so he's lost control. He's gathered it back up, but he's lost time to that pack of 4 cars. A bit of work there, catch up to it.
Look at this, Vamu is approaching the scene of that 4-car train that we've been watching the entire time. This is like trying to put out a fire with about 2 gallons of gasoline. He is gonna be hyper.
We're gonna add some extra spice into the mix now. A little bit of extra spice.
I don't want to generalize, but I would assume Argentinians like spicy. So.
Oh yeah, not sure. Would have to ask for Moon himself. As,
I really don't know anything about Argentinian cuisine.
I don't know a great deal either.
Ooh,
I know they're half decent at soccer. They have at least one Formula One world champion with Juan Manuel Fangio.
Rest in peace, Carlos Reutemann.
Yes, he passed away quite recently, didn't he? A few months ago. One of the most successful Grand Prix drivers to have never won a Formula One World Championship.
It's definitely on that list. Up there with Scott Speed.
Is that right? The great Scott Speed. That guy who drove for Toro Rosso that one time. That guy.
Legend.
Yeah. You've been lacking American representation in Formula One in recent years, haven't you?
Well, we had Alex Rossi for a little while. Like 5 or 6 races after.
Yeah, it wasn't very long, was it?
No. I don't know,
you got
Logan Sargent.
Yeah.
Is
coming up
there. I hopefully he has a good year in F2, but he's ultimately going to be an IndyCar driver. I don't think he's actually that talented to be at the top levels of F1.
Guess only time will tell. I remember rumours of Colton Herta potentially jumping up to F1 as Vermeulen passes his teammate, moves into P6. Because there was stuff about
Andretti.
Yes,
yeah.
And Sauber potentially becoming partners.
I do believe if Andretti actually did buy a majority stake in Sauber's holding, he definitely would have been one of the drivers next season. But he wouldn't be. That's not to say that there's certainly American drivers capable. I think Colton Herta is probably the perfect example. But it's hard to pick up everything and move to Europe and spend $5 million.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it? It's very much a European sport.
Especially when there's already an entire ladder system here. That's a lot cheaper.
A lot more accessible too.
Yeah.
Way more accessible compared to the likes of Formula One. Fortunately, over here in Australia, we got a couple of Aussies rising through the ranks. One almost at the step of F1 with Oscar Piastri. And got Jack Doohan.
She's going to get absolutely screwed.
It's just the nature of the timing. There's just no seats available. And the ones that were already taken, so...
They need a junior team, Alpine.
Yeah, it would be difficult to find the funding, and they would have to create it from scratch, essentially. It won't be easy.
You got Porsche and Piastri in there. And now Piastri has nothing to do for the next year. So we'll just do some sim work.
As the leaders will begin the final lap. Barmer's within range. He doesn't necessarily have to battle Arbar. He's got less penalties. He's only got 6 seconds compared to Arbar's 9. But he's going to get by anyway.
Yeah.
And into third.
It's a foregone conclusion there, I think.
Yeah, pretty much. Nicholas Latifi in second. Where did he start, out of curiosity? Started from 5th. Nice drive from him.
He started next to me, and
finished better than you, I'd say.
Slightly,
yeah. Barmer up 9 positions from 12th after having troubles in qualifying, so he'll be very happy.
I'll tell you what, though, Smeg, he's not drinking eggnog on a stream right now.
yeah, that's fair. Nicholas won't be doing that. As Barmer gets another penalty, so Arbo and Barmer are now on even ground. But, the man out in front doesn't have to worry about such things. Cameron will come around the final corner to take a commanding win here in Mexico City. Winning by a significant margin.
That was dominant.
Oh, and that's Electric Blade bringing out yellow flags. He's been overtaken by Dream. There we go. That's the top 3. Cameron from Nicholas, then Barmer. So Mercedes double podium at the end.
What is it?
Andy drops down to P6 because of penalties. Vermouth finishes in 5th. That's a pretty good effort. Not going to lie. I can't see how many penalties he did have. So Vermouth from 16th, from last, after getting disqualified. That's right, he got disqualified in qualifying. He'll probably get driver of the day with that performance. I find it likely.
I would assume so. And congratulations to Cam Tizzle. 24 seconds.
Wow. That's awesome. That's not the most I've seen here. I've seen more than that. Somewhere in the 42-second range I've seen here.
At what point do you get disqualified? I always thought it was like 30 seconds.
I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea. I think the guy I watched, he got like a few 5-second penalties, quite a few warnings and whatnot. And what do you know?
If you're gonna do it, this is probably the track.
Yeah, probably. It's the easiest place to get warnings, so yeah, it'll be the place to do it. Cameron, another W next to his name. Nicholas a fine second. Then Barmer, a nice recovery drive from P12 up to P3. I'm sure you'd be quite happy with that performance. A nice bundle of points. I'm sure it keeps him in contention to try and take the Drivers' Championship away from Passassin, who is over in PC World.
Yeah. Assassin's chicken. Rapist.
There you go. Kitson Tessa said it himself. There you go. There's the top 3. Canadian 1-2. Cameron from Nicholas, followed by Barmer P3. Arbar in 4th, then Vermouth in P5 with fastest lap, getting driver of the day for his performance from 16th on the grid to finish 5th. Andy P6, Wing It from 15th to 7th. That's a nice drive from him. Nortec in 8th, Bursey in 9th, and Electric Blade will round out the top 10. We've got Dream, Express, and Cam Tizzle. Those were our final finishers. Retirees, Kitten Petter, JCK, and Elliot all retiring from the race. JCK and Elliot retiring in the pits. Kitten Petter, what did you retire? Lack of skill.
Yeah, lack of feel.
Lack of feel.
They're still
tremendous hatred to this racetrack.
Yeah, and you know it's the same exact place that I DNF'd yesterday in the 3.
Oh, right. Well, it's an easy place to do it. It's so easy to lose it there. But no, you just wanted to vent your hatred to the circuit, so you smashed into its wall.
I did.
Hurt the wall's feelings.
I wanted to jump in here and wish you a Merry Christmas. That's what I wanted to do.
Aww. Well. Hopefully we have a nice Merry Christmas. COVID's creeping up again, which is fantastic. Oh,
love to hear it.
Can't get enough of this stuff. Honestly, it's just turmoil after turmoil when it comes with COVID. But yeah, hopefully everything will run smoothly from here to the end of the year, and we can enjoy the end to 2021. Because I can assure you, at least on my end anyway, it's been a bloody long year. But no, thank you, Kit and Peter, for joining me here.
Pleasure.
Having a nice chit chat during it wasn't actually too bad, that sort of second half after your crash. I had some moments here and there, so
you know, that's literally why I crashed. I wanted to liven up the race a little bit with a safety car.
That was a big glaring play.
I'm a team player.
That's
if anything.
Thinking for everybody, not just the drivers, but also the spectators as well.
Yeah, exactly.
No, thank you again for coming in and having a chat. But I think everybody, with the race finally over, it's time for us to end the stream and end this year's worth of racing. We'll be back next year on January 3rd to continue this championship season. But for now, it's time for us to go on our Christmas break. Until next time, I've been Lane Everingham. Alongside me, a special guest with Kit and Petter. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you for round 19 at Autodromo Internazionale Enzo e Dino Ferrari, better known as Imola, for the Contest of Speeds San Marino Grand Prix.
Looking forward to that.
Brand new racetrack for a brand new year worth of racing. Definitely something to look forward to. Hope to see you all there, but until then, have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Goodbye.